Well, hello everyone, and welcome to today's training webinar titled Making Your Church Website Stand Out with Church360 Unite. My name is Jenkins, and I'm a software consultant for Concordia Technology Solutions. I've been with the company about 2.5 years, and some of you may have spoken to me in the past about our software options, so I'm happy you decided to join us today. You can see my phone number and email address. I'm going to get that pulled up here. And today, I'm honored to be joined by Rachel Hofmann, and here's her contact information. Rachel, if you can tell everyone a little bit about what you do here at Concordia Technology Solutions.
Sure. As Stephen said, my name is Rachel Hofmann. I've been with CPH about 3 years now, and about a month ago I moved to the Concordia Technology Solutions team. So I'm here today for the same reason you are. I'm here to learn from Stephen about Unite, maybe ask some questions, see what's up, but really just wanting to learn like you.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And once again, welcome.
Yeah,
Happy that you're here. So a little housekeeping before we get started. We've planned 50 minutes for this webinar presentation, and the last 10 minutes we're going to reserve for your questions. Hopefully we can stick to the schedule, but depending on how fast I cover the software, this outline may change a little bit. So feel free to post your questions throughout the webinar, but we won't get to them until the end. And if we run out of time, or if there's a question that's a little too technical, we'll definitely get those answers to you, and I'll reach out to you via email before the day is over. Now, in your email, you may have seen that we are recording this webinar. So if you have to step away, or if there's someone at the church that wanted to watch this webinar but they're not here today, no worries. We're going to email a link to you, and you'll be able to share that with them. Okay? So before we get started, I want to bring up this picture here. It's one of my favorites. This is Concordia Publishing House at the 1904 World's Fair. As you can imagine, at that time, 113 years ago, things were a lot different. There were no computers or software in those days, but as you can see, in the publishing industry, Concordia Publishing House has been around a very long time. Moving forward, here's a picture of our Innovation Center. In 1984, we started developing PC-based software. Shepherd Staff, some of you may be familiar with. One of our earlier software products that we developed is still around today. In 2010, we developed our web-based software called Church360, which Unite is a part of course. And once again, this is our Innovation Center, cool place to hang out and share some ideas. Again, to clarify, Concordia Technology Solutions is the church administrative division of Concordia Publishing House. And of course, CPH is the publishing arm of the Lutheran Church Missouri Synod. Now, Church360 Unite is an all-in-one website builder. It gives you the tools to unite your online communication. And Unite is actually one of 3 products within the Church360 suite. We chose a Church 360 to remind you of the 360 degrees that's in a circle, which is the complete coverage of something. So in the Church360 suite, we have Unite, which we'll cover today. We have Church360 Members, which is an administrative tool, which is used to store your members and visitor information, record attendance, does a lot. And then rounding out the software, we have Ledger, which is the 3rd component, and it's used for bookkeeping and recording financial data. Now, the goal today is not to sell you any of these products at all, but we want to just give you a complete overview of our products, more specifically Unite. Now, Church360 Unite is not just a church website builder. It also has a blogging component. It has a member hub to record members' contact data, and you can sync that with either Shepherd Staff or Church360 members. You can also share files like your pictures, bulletins, and announcements. It has a calendar, so you can upload your church calendar and even create and display your events. And we also have a mass emailing feature. And so with that, you can use it to communicate with everyone and even send invitations to those events that you create. So with all these combined, Church360 Unite is the perfect tool for your church. Since it's a website, you can access Church360 Unite anywhere that you have an internet connection. We provide secure hosting and backups. We have free updates, support, and training. All of that is free. And all of these features are included in each package. So if you decide to purchase Unite in the future, then you will enjoy all of those features. With all those features incorporated into Church360 Unite, you will find that, if you have thought that web design is something difficult or you're a little intimidated, with Church360 Unite it's extremely easy. Now, in the creation of this webinar, I actually came up with a couple of assumptions of all of you. I first assumed that you're somewhat familiar with church websites in general. So whether your church has one or you've seen some great websites out there, or maybe you've seen some bad ones, you just want to make sure that you don't create a website that's bad. I have assumed that you have some you're familiar somewhat with websites. I'm also going to assume or have assumed that you're new to Unite. Maybe you have a website or not, and you're just thinking of purchasing a product, or maybe you recently purchased Unite and you just want to get an overview of what the software can do. Finally, we know this is not an assumption. You're very busy, like Rachel and me here. You have tons of things to do and not a lot of time to get it done, so we definitely want to respect your time. So for today, the outline, in this webinar, we're going to cover the following things. I'm going to show you how to set up a website, and I'm going to include using and choosing between themes and even adding some pages. We're going to explore all areas of the software, such as adding people and creating events and even sending emails. And then finally, we'll get to your questions and provide answers. Now, by the end of the webinar, my goal is for you to be able to answer, how can I use Church360 Unite to make my website stand out? Okay. And so with that, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to actually disable the camera so I can get more real estate room. And I'm going to switch over to my demo site here. And I did enlarge it a little bit so that everyone can see it. I hope it's large enough for you. So I'm going to go ahead and sign in. And here on the screen, just to point out, you can link it with your Facebook account and Google account as well. Now, for this webinar, we want to come up with some ways to make this apply to all of you. And now that summer's here, it's pretty common for churches to host outdoor events. So, Rachel, can you tell me some of the events that your church hosts during the summer?
Sure. Well, there's always VBS, of course. Sometimes there's a youth summer camp or like a big church-wide picnic that everyone loves and gets everyone involved.
Oh, excellent. So let's stick with that.
Okay.
So we're going to create a groups page for your our picnic planning committee. We're going to add members to that group. We'll create a landing page if we have time there for that picnic, and even add the event to our church calendar, show you how that's done. And we're going to send an email to invite committee members to certain meetings. So first thing we're going to do is cover the settings. So as I go here and click on it, under the Accounts tab, this is where you can check your storage. Based on the package that you choose with Church360 Unite, you are given an allowance for storage space, and it shows you of that allowance how much you're using. In this section, this is where you enter in the church information, and actually this information will show on the footer of your website on each page. Here's our calendars tab. And here, this is where you create your different calendars and even tell who can see what. So for example, this business planning calendar, if I click here, I have some options here showing who can see this. So I have it set to no one, which means the administrators can only see this. But if I change it to users, then anyone who is logged in to the website will be able to see the events under this calendar. And if I choose everyone, then whether you're logged in or not, you would be able to see the events under this particular calendar. Under the domain tab, here if you have a domain name and you want us to host it and link it with your Unite account, here's where you would enter in that information. Now under Google Analytics, which is a free service from Google, this is where you use this information to track who's coming to your site, how many unique visitors you have, and actually you'll be able to tell what pages they visit and even what sites that they visited first that brought them to your Unite website. And once again, this service is free, offered by Google. Now for our Shepherd staff customers, you would use this integration tab to key in your token for Shepherd staff, and this will bring over your membership profiles, and also your calendars and Shepherd staff will sync over. Now let's head over to the themes. Now here, this section can only be accessed by the administrators. And so here you have all these different options for the themes here. The great thing about the themes, they are all mobile responsive. So whether you're using an iPad or a tablet or your cell phone, the screen will adjust so that you're able to see everything on it. And so you can switch to different themes here, and we have presets here that you can click on, and if you click and hold, it'll give you a little preview so you don't have to apply it. But if we apply, so let's go back to material, and if we wanted to choose this particular preset, we can click apply theme, and I'm going to close out. And then we have that as our theme. And we can go back in, and I'm going to change it again. Leave it on material, and then I like the green. And so we'll change that here, close out, and then we're back to themes. Okay. Now, under that, I'm going to go down to custom. Once you have chosen a theme, you can further customize it. So your header color, you can click in and change that. Same for navigation, that color, your sidebar, borders, even your banners. So here we have it as text, Light of Christ Lutheran Church, but if you have a church logo, this is where you would go to upload that logo. But we'll keep it as text right now. You can change your accent color and your heading font as well. Now going to the styles. Here under the styles, you use this section to change the font styles and keep them consistent throughout your website. And you can add new font styles by coming here, clicking Add Style. You would name it. So if I want to name it just Test. And then I can choose inline for your paragraph words, or we can go to block here. And then we can click in this section to choose a style. So if I want this alert, I would change that here. You can change your size. So let's say if we want the size a little larger here. And the text decoration. So if we want to underline, we can do that as well. We can change the color as well. So maybe we wanted it this nice kind of purplish color. We can change that as well. And your background color as well. You can change that as well. I'm not going to go and click through everything, but even your margins, your padding. So if you want to have a border here, we can do that as well. Have that nice border right there. And once you're done with all the options here, you have your text. Okay. Next, we're going to go and cover the advanced and edit sections. Now, this is reserved for the professionals. If you, and I will definitely admit that I do not know anything about writing code. How about you,
Nope,
Rachel?
not at all.
Well, in this section, if you do know how to write code in CSS and HTML, this section is set for you. So we do have that available. But as I continue on with this webinar, you'll definitely see that you don't have to know how to write code or read code to create a great website. Okay. So let's go over to the users now. And so for the users, this is how you add individuals to give them access to your website. So everyone that's in the system, they are listed here, and you can change their roles. We'll cover that shortly, but to add a person, I'm actually going to add you, Rachel.
Alrighty.
So, and your email address is Rachel Hofmann at cph.org. So I'm going to just enter that information in and click add. And now she's in here. Now I'm going to click add people again, just to let you know that instead of writing in, entering individuals in one by one with their name and email address, you can download a CSV template or import from CSV. So if you have a list of names and email addresses, you can bring them in all at once that way. So we do have that option, which is very convenient. Now, you can search individuals here. So I'm going to find you. And I just typed in a couple of characters, and now we have Rachel here. And so let's change your role. So I have you selected, and I can come down here to the bottom, and I can click change role, and you are a user. If I move you to none, then you won't be able to sign in Unite anymore. But we have all these other options that I can move you to. If I move you to administrator, you'll be able to manage everything. The themes, you'll be able to change, have access to the settings. But I can move you to designer where you won't have access to the themes, the settings, but you can change the themes and content. Or publisher, you can just edit and include content. So let's go ahead and make you an admin. You're welcome.
Thanks.
So we have that as well. Also, these options down here, so let me choose Sally here. Now, here, if we take a look, we have her email address. She's a user. We have this check mark saying that her information is listed, but if we want to unlist, we'll click here. And so for the church directory, her contact information will not show in your directory. Or if you wanted to delete someone, you would select a person and come here to delete. Okay. Also, we'll cover this a little later, but you have access to specific mailing lists. So you can create mailing lists instead of emailing individuals one by one. Like here's a Bible study group list here, and everyone in this list, you can send an email all at once. Okay. So let's take a look here at pages. So I'm going to click out of here, and we'll actually take a look at the main page, the home page here. If I click edit page, then I have some options. You can change your layout. So you have your huge banner here, and then 3 boxes is what's set now, but you can click and change through here. Now the status of your page you can change. Now it's published now, we have all the content that we want, but if we move it to draft, then no one will be able to see it, but we'll be able to work on it and make changes. We can even change the URL name here and the page title. We have our meta description here. And with that, it's a description about 160 characters. It's a snippet that summarizes the content that's found on this page. And so what search engines do is they base their search results based on the meta description found on the web pages. Okay. And once you're done making all your changes, you just save here. Now going to the Pages tab here at the top, we're going to talk about creating new pages. Now I want to break down these 2 sections here. If you see at the top, we have active menu items. And so we have our categories at the far left here and the pages underneath these categories. And everything that you see here is actually active. meaning that it's found on your site. So on this side, on the right, we have available menu items. And here, this is where you would maybe create pages that are seasonal, like a Christmas page. You don't want that up every day, that it's not in the Christmas season, but you don't want to create it from scratch every year. So with that, you can create and have these pages here just ready for you to add them here. And all you do is just click and drag over. So if I wanted this Bible study page here, let's say I wanted to have it under the ministries page. We have a Bible study page here, but we have call to vote. And if I want to drag this over, I would just drag it over here. What I'll do at the bottom right, I'll save my changes. I get a notification saying it is saved. And if I exit out and I go to my ministries category, then I have that page here. And to remove it when we're done, we'll just go back to the pages. We'll find our page here and we'll drag it over. Oh, what's going on here? All right, so pull it over a little more to the right and we'll save our changes. I'll exit out, we're notified that those changes have been saved. We'll go to our ministries and then that page is no longer here. So let's create a new page. Here we will go to add page right here at the top. And so what we're going to do is create our picnic planning committee page. And we're going to make it a groups page here. But before I click here, I want to just point out the different options that we have here. We have a lot of options with just some information, suggestions of the type of content you will want to have on those type of pages. So as I click through a couple of options here, we have what to expect, what we believe, Jesus, directions, our staff, just to show you that we have a lot of options here to choose for with creating pages, and once again, just some suggested suggestions of what you should have there. So we're going to create our groups page here. Click create page, and we need to name it. So we're going to name it picnic, let's say committee page. Oh, let's say picnic planning committee. All right, so we'll just enter that. And we have it here on the available menus side. Now I'm going to bring it and put under the ministries category. So I have it here. And if you notice, it's set to members only, which means if you're not a member of this committee, you will not be able to see this. If you're not logged in, you won't be able to see it as well. So you have to log in to get access to these member-only pages only. Now, if I want to make it public, I'll select my page and I can make it public here by clicking here. Oh, I need to make my save here. So I saved it. Now, if I highlight it and come to public, let's see here. I have a couple of actions here that we've done and it's not allowing me to do so. However, to make a page that's private public, you will select it and click your public here. Private makes it members only. We can duplicate pages here. You can delete them here as well. And then if we're working on them, we make it a draft here, and when we're ready to publish it, we will click publish. All right, so we're going to actually go into this page and start working on it. So we're here, and I'm going to go to my membership settings. And we have some options for notifications. Now here, if you see, we can have it set to send an email when a member of this group posts any comments, or we can have it send us an email only when the leader makes an announcement, or we don't want any notifications at all. So we can make that change here. If you're in a group and you want to leave, you will click here. Once you're done making your changes, you would update here. Now let's add an image. So let's go back to our main page here. We're going to click Edit Page. Then we have all our options here for it. So let's say we wanted to choose this layout. And let's say I want to upload a photo. I'll just click right here and I have my WYSIWYG editor show up. And WYSIWYG is short for what you see is what you get. And it just holds true to the acronym. We have all of our options here. So here's our image option here. And if I click here, I can upload. And if I do that, I'm going to go to my folder here. And let's say I want to choose this image. I'll upload it here. And then we have that asset loaded here. So I'm going to choose it and hit OK. And now we have our image here. Now also what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some text below. So I have some text that I already wrote. I'm going to copy it. Just click in here and Control V, paste it here. And I have my information here. And then once again, I have those same options. I can title this this page. So let's say, call it the Church Picnic Planning Committee. And I can enter in a description here if I wanted to. I'm not for now, but I'm going to make that save those changes. Oh, let's see here what's happening. Looks like we have a hiccup here. It's always fun when you have hiccups. I'm still signed in. Let's take a look here and see what's going on. Let's take a look here on my page here. We still have it here. And let's go ahead and publish that page. Not sure what's happening here. But let's just cover everything else here that's available. So for discussions, we can add posts here. So for this committee, let's say that I want to post a question or a couple of questions here, and I have them already written out. I'm just going to copy and paste them in. So should we rent an ice cream truck for this picnic, and who's willing to clean up afterwards? So I can click post, and then I have that here. Also, you can have and list your prayer request here, and even make announcements as well here. Now we'll go to our members, and right now I'm the only member. But Rachel, I'm going to go ahead and add you in.
All right.
So if you click here, you have everyone that's in the system, and you can filter out. And so I'm going to talk about these two options. If I click invite, then Rachel will receive an email, and she is able to accept that invitation or not. Now I'm just going to add her in here, so no invite at all. And I'm going to select you and change your role, and I'm going to make you a leader as well. So we're both leaders. Okay. If I want to change that at any time, I would select you again and change role. And we can also send emails to all the members here. So we do have that option. And let's talk about events. So here, this brings up your calendar. And so if we want to create that event, let's make it for next month on Sunday the 30th. So we'll just click in that box. We're going to name it Church Picnic. And you see the calendar, it made a picnic planning committee calendar automatically for you without going to the settings. So we have that here. And so let's choose our location. So outside church. And let's choose our time here. Let's make it 12 and have it end at 3. If it's an all-day event, you can click here in this box. If it repeats, then we can have that repeating. And we'll do that a little later. Let's finish this up. And we can even invite individuals here. So if I click here and I want to send you an invite, Rachel, I'll choose your name. If there is a host of individuals, I can select all and everyone will be included. You can even send reminders. So I'm going to remind you 3 days before, and I'm going to click Create Event. Okay. Another event I'm going to create is a meeting. So let's set up a meeting here. And today is Tuesday. Let's make it for every Thursday leading up to the event. So we're going to choose this Thursday. Title it. And we're going to say the location is the meeting room. And we're going to have it repeating. Let's change the time to 6 and have it end at 7. And we're going to say every single week on Thursday. And we're going to have it end right before the picnic, Thursday the 27th. Okay. And we can have a little description here. Mandatory meeting for committee members. All right, and I can, once again, invites and reminders, and create that event here. Okay. And so let's go to edit the group tab. So here I can give a description in this section. I have one typed out. So I got that here. And I can also add pages. So let's say I want to have since it's a picnic, I'll have a separate food page. And this is essentially we're having a website within our website. So food, we have a page for games, and even maybe the cleaning crew. So here, individuals will be able to go into these pages and you can talk specifically about food or the games you want to have and who is going to volunteer to clean up before and after. And then we have some options here, and we can tell who these details are visible to. So for the main page here, we can say that only group members have access to it. Discussion, same here. But events, we want everyone to see that, so we have that here. And then for members, let's say only Unite users where it is. And then we have some options of how people can join. So if we only want to make this for people to receive invites to join this group, we will click here. But here, now people can request to actually join this group. So we'll just click update here, and then we're fine. So now let's take a look at our calendar page. So going to the calendar page, here you can filter out which calendars you want shown. So it looks like they're all selected here. So let's just deselect a couple. We have our picnic planning committee calendar, which was automatically created for us. All right, and so we're going to link our picnic to another calendar. So let me find it first. Here we are here. And let's see here. We're going to edit this. And in this section, I'm going to add it to the children's ministry as well, that calendar of events. So we'll have that. And you should be able to see it on both. So we'll make our changes and update the event. And if I go out, and let me make sure the children's ministry, here we go. And let me deselect here, deselect here. Then we'll be able to see the church picnic here as well. Okay. Now, if we go to our settings and go to our calendars, now if we wanted to make our calendar stand out, we can go and find our calendar, click on the name, and then click right here, and we can change our color to red and make it stand out that way. And we're going to say that everyone, or users actually, can do that. Having a little freezing issue here. Do apologize for that. Let's try that one more time. And if it doesn't work, then that's okay. Here we go. Let's take a look here and see if it changed. Wow, it's not changing. Well, we'll just move on. That's okay. Now what we're going to do is create a landing page here for our event. So let's go to our Pages tab. Click Add Page. Let's choose Blank. And I'm going to call it Church Picnic Information. Okay. And I'm going to place it under, let's see here, News. So I'm going to grab it here. I actually clicked on it, on a link. So you want to make sure that you're clicking at the right place. We'll leave it here. I'm going to save our changes. And now we'll be able to go to that. And so let's add an image. So we'll click in here. Click Upload. And then go to our folder. And I have the image already created. I'll select it and click OK. And let's add some copy to it. We're actually going to delete this here. So I'm going to copy paste, move this up a little bit. And so we have our information here. Join us for fellowship, fun, food at our annual church picnic, July 30th. It's from 1 to 3 p.m. So let's save this change. And let's see here. Now let's link this as well. I'm going to click here. And with the link to options, we can link it to any URL or a page from our site here or anchor it. So let's choose a page within the site. And then we have our page options here. So we're going to link it to church picnic information. And then we have our link right here because I clicked here. Okay, so we can change that if we wanted to. And let's change our layout. So I'm going to click here, go to page again, and then my church picnic information. Let's see. And now we have it here. So that's how you create landing pages. Now let's cover feeds. Let me save and close out here. I'm going to make this published. So we have our feeds under our announcements page, and creating a new announcement or a feed is very simple. Edit page, and then you have the option here. So we're going to just name this Church Picnic is Coming Soon. Let me copy paste, save. We're running a little low on time. Make sure I get to your questions. So we have that here. And then I also have some more information. And I know you can't see the page right now. One moment. Okay. And we'll just type it in. Just say come out July 30th after service for fun and fellowship. So we'll have that and we'll create that. And so we have that post here. So that's covering post, feed, I'm sorry. So, and with the post. So let's cover email lists. I'm going to save that change. So going to users, we have our mailing list here. And so you create a new one just by clicking in this box and naming it. So we're going to say picnic planning committee and click create. So once you select it, now you can click here and add individuals. So if I want to add Christy Rice, if I want to add Earl, if I want to add a group, so let's scroll through in Bible study. Here's a group here. I can add that as well. Once we save it, now we have it here. So if I select here and I come down to email, then your default provider that you have for your device that you're using, and in my case it's going to be Outlook, it will show up. Now I don't have, because this is not actually my computer that I'm using for this webinar, but just to show you here, and I don't think I have time to set everything up, but whatever your default email provider for the device that you're logged in on, and it's asking me for a lot of information here. Let me see. See if I can quickly log in. All right, let's try that one more time and see if it shows up. Yeah, it's giving me some options because I don't have Outlook on this particular machine. But once again, whatever your default provider is, then it will show up here. Let's cover activity. So activity here, if you have any comments, they will show here where you can approve or delete them. We have an event log. So here, administrators have the ability to come in and see on what dates, who came in and did what. So if you see here today, I came in and I added some changes to the record Rachel Hofmann, and so I added her in the system. And that's the description. For email logs, kind of takes away the guesswork on if individuals have received your email. So here, email log, you have your date, and then from whom, the subject matter of that email, who you emailed, so their email address here, and then also the status, so delivered or if it failed, and it tells you how it failed. So with that, that covers, as we're coming pretty close to 150 Central, that covers the main features of Unite. I'm going to switch back to my PowerPoint and point out something pretty cool that we have. All right. So before we go to our questions and answers, just want to let you know that anytime if you want to work with this software a little longer, we actually offer 30 days free of all of our Church360 products. So if you want to try out Unite for yourself, here's the website you'll go to, 360unite.com. And so once again, you have 30 days free trial to work with the software. And should you choose to purchase it, all the information that you include in the trial will remain there for you. So you don't have to start over from scratch, but our techs could actually wipe everything for you if you make that request. So with the remaining time, let's handle questions and answers. I don't see any questions at this time, so we're going to hang on for a little bit, a couple more minutes, but I do want to bring up our contact information here. So you may not have a question right now. Once again, we understand you're busy. You may have had to drop off and attend to something else, and that's totally fine. But you can reach me. I am here from 8:30 to 5 o'clock Central Time, Monday through Friday. Here's my toll-free number, and here's my email address. And we have Rachel, her contact email. However, anything sales related or dealing with the software, feel free to give me a call. Okay, so we're going to hang around for a little bit more just to see if a question comes through. Once again, if not, that's fine. A question may pop up a little later. Just feel free to send me an email or give me a call, and I'll be able to handle that. Okay, no questions, so I think we're going to wrap a little early. Thank you so much. I know that you are busy there, so thank you for lending me your ear. Once again, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me via email or call. We will record and upload this video, so you can circle back and watch this video once it's uploaded, and that should be done later on today. But thank you once again, and have a wonderful day.